Alright, so it's pretty close to midnight, and it is really interesting that when the officer came out, which I had talked to the sheriffs too, that when the officer came out, he didn't even want to hear my statement, and I'm the one that saw the wreck. This girl was in the gym, and the guy took off and didn't come back for a while, because the car was hit like 10, I think it's 10:40 p.m. and the pictures I got is 10:41 when he pulled around the front of the car. And that in a video. Now the gym doesn't have video up front, but Santa Rosa Mall does, but security won't be open until tomorrow. But anyway, I'm kind of surprised at the officer, because I think there's something wrong with the picture. One, this guy was on the phone, and while he was driving, and he pulled out so fast in reverse and hit her car so hard, and she saw how it had pushed the car back, because I told her, I said it had to move 2 foot, because I just pulled in the parking lot. And it was funny because I had my phone right over the steering wheel when I parked, looking at my sales for my website, and I saw this guy back out like a ball of fire, hit the car, and I switched it off to hit camera and start shooting pictures, because I was afraid they were going to leave. It kind of looked like they were going to stop, but then he left, or the person left. I didn't know if it was a girl, guy, or what, and how many people were in the car, because the car's real black. But I could see the person's phone on up high, like at the steering wheel, like over it, over the top of it, like more like over the dash in front of their face. And then I saw them kind of stall a little bit and then turn the phone off, and probably because they saw me. And that's probably what made him come back, because it was witness. There's always people in that parking lot anyway, so, and I went in the gym to get the girl. So the guy's story is, I had to go home. I just live around the corner. I had to go home to get a pen and paper to, leave you a note. And, it was like, yeah, sure. Because why did it take him so long to come back to the scene of the crime? I mean, there are people that sometimes do that, or call law enforcement a couple hours later, and they decide they better tell them that they, hit somebody or their car, and they're guilty. But still, there's charges for that. He should have never, ever left, as hard as he hit that car, especially. There was severe damage to that car, which could be structural, included in transmission possibly, because he had pushed it 2 foot back, and that's not a good thing. But the cosmetics on it, whoa. And he had a virtually new car, and you can see the damage on that car the way he hit it. So she was thinking he hit just the front of his or something, or drove by the side of it. I said, no, he backed into your car. And then he pulled around it, all the way around it, back around the front, sat there for a minute, and then he cruised on out real slow. So, he didn't get out of the car or anything. He was trying to tell her that he got out of the car. No, he didn't. I was sitting right there like 150, 200 feet away. So, man up, buddy. It's better to be honest than talk a bunch of poop, because if the videos and pictures get pulled for a court hearing, you're in deep caca. So I went ahead and I gave her my number and everything, and I'm going to shoot these pictures over to her because they're time stamped, and I'm going to do that for her, and then I told her to go ahead and if you want to consult with any other law enforcement senior officer to this officer that came out, or your insurance company. She says she has State Farm, so I told her I'd be glad to assist because I saw it happen. I'm the one that went in to get this girl. I don't even know her. I was just doing a kind thing because somebody really hit her car. I mean, she has babies or whatever and doesn't know the car was hit, and drives it tomorrow and the front end falls off and people die. That would be terrible. So, at least she knows right now, but I'm just really surprised the officer handled it like this. I would kind of think they would arrest this guy and then tow the car away. But I don't even think they're writing him a ticket. Now, Florida police and law enforcement don't really care to fool with car accidents. I mean, if you call them and say, okay, we got in a car accident on the highway, the first thing they're going to say is, well, just exchange information. And it's like, you're not coming out to measure, take pictures, make a report? And they're like, no. It's because I know I've been hit years ago by a guy that backed into my car from way across a gas station with my baby in the back seat in a car seat, and she was about 2 months old. Yeah, and this guy hit this car so hard it was beyond belief. And the first thing I worried about was my baby girl. And that's what the police told me. They're like, well, we don't usually do. But anyway, and Florida has that weird damn no-fault insurance where your insurance pays for your stuff. If you do anything to anybody else's car, I guess it pays for that, or it doesn't. I don't know. They have some real strange car insurance here. No fault Florida car insurance. But yeah, if you ever get in a wreck, you better think twice before you decide to split. I've got a friend of mine, she lost her license when she was in her 20s because she got scared because she was in a car accident. And I think it was her fault. I believe she had told me it was her fault. Maybe it wasn't, but she took off from the scene of the crime, and they found her and arrested her and everything. And she is still to this day in her 50s has no driver's license. Cannot get it back. And she has dream cars. She'd love to have an old T-Bird and stuff like that. And she can't have a car. Yeah. And she's like, I was so stupid for doing that. So the girl just sent me a text message telling me thank you. But yeah, so that's nice of her. But I thought if somebody told me, because I'll tell you what, that parking lot is the absolute worst at Planet Fitness. I don't care where you park, these suckers hit you all day long. They are just retards. But yeah, so whatever you do, think twice, because it could be your whole future, and it's really hard to make it in life without a driver's license and without a car. It really is a nice thing to have a car. So do the right thing, okay? I mean, this guy had, very nice looking car. I mean, it looked fairly new. I don't know if it's his or his dad's or his mom's or whatever. And he didn't look that young. He looked like he was in his 20s. Maybe 30. But that was just totally uncool. And the gym's open 24 hours, so the excuse of pen and paper. Her car was parked right in front of the gym. and so was his on the other lane, the other aisle of parking. And so it just wasn't that far to walk to the front door and go in and ask for a paper and pen. Jim has probably 25 people in it right there at that time. It took him entirely too long to come back to the scene of the crime to claim he went to get a paper and pen. That's a really sorry story. What he probably did was he knew that there was witness, and there's always people all over that parking lot. Because I know I wasn't the only one to see it. And two, because he probably told somebody he hit a car, and they went, "Oh my God, don't you realize hit and run? You could go to jail for that." I guess at least he came back, but it sure took him a while to come back. I know a girl that borrowed an employee's car at a strip club in NOLA. I'm not going to say which club or the girl. I know the club real well. Worked there lots and work a lot of them around there. And the girl wasn't working that night. She didn't feel like it, so she borrowed another employee's car while they were working. They gave her permission, and then was supposed to come back around closing, and she had gone through some lights, and she got in a wreck and hit a car, an SUV, and hit it real bad and took off, and then didn't tell the girl that she got in the wreck with her car. And here's the problem: all those street lights down there in the NOLA area and surrounding areas have video on them that works really well, and that's the last thing you want to do, is hit and run, because somebody or some camera's seen it. But I'll tell you, 75% of that guy coming back tonight is because he saw that I saw him, and I had my phone up, so he knew I was taking pictures and video. He was damn fool. Be honest. At least he came back seeing the crime, but he should have been honest. It's like, man up, dude. Don't lie after you come back. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it was a close call for this guy. Hopefully he won't ever do that again. He did a lot of damage to that girl's car. Just cosmetically alone. I don't know what the mechanics of it will be, because I've gone ahead and left, and I hope she's going to be okay. But she probably should get a rental car and have that car checked out, as it may not be safe to drive as hard as it was good. Getting them apart is not good. It really can screw stuff up with the transmission. So, like I say, be kind to others, show the love, make a new friend every day, do something kind for somebody, for a stranger, okay? And don't do hit and run, please. Please. Do not do hit and run. Love you. Have a great day.